All right, let's move to our actual coding. So let's create a simple project. So I am using this STS ID. Of course, you're free to use your own favorite ID like Eclipse or IntelliJ. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm just giving a AI demo, and then I'm just keeping everything as it is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of select Java, and then I'm going to say Maven. I'm just trying to keep it all the default ones. So now I'm going to do here, and then I'm going to select web, Spring Web. This is for our REST APIs, and then I'm just going to select dev tools, Springboot dev tools. This is a basic, you know, this one I'm configuration, I'm picking it up, and I'm just saying finishing it, and then I have this project here. Okay, so now since I have a bit older Java, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some small changes. Of course, if you have the latest Java, you can continue using it. I have this Java 11, so I'm just kind of taking the Java 11, and then let it kind of build. And then what I'm going to do is, and since Java 11, the Spring Boot version is a bit older one, but I may have the latest one as per this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this. So if you have the latest Java version, you don't have to make all these changes. Okay, so you just kind of save it, and then yeah. So now it is kind of taking some time. It is kind of pulling out the latest stuff, and then yeah. So let's wait. Yeah, so it's done. So now what I'm going to do is, okay, let's kind of create a controller class. So what it's saying, okay, I have some problem. Okay, update. So I'll go here and then say run as Maven. I have to have, yeah, so run as clean, Maven clean. Okay, so that is still not solved. So then I have to select Maven update project. So what I'm going to do is Maven update project. So I'm going to just select this project. So it's going to, yeah, so it's all done. Now let's add a package. So I'm going to say add a new package, and then let's say controller, and then let me add a new Java class. I'm going to name it as Chatbot controller, and then okay, so this is done. So let's kind of create the basic structure. So here again, let's have a service. So let's have package dot chat. Let's name it as chatbot. Chatbot service. Okay, so this is done. So we now have the service. We now have. So now let's create a Java class. We just say chatbot service. So we kept our basic scaffolding ready. So now let's go to the controller. Okay, so now what we are going to do is let's add all a simple REST API, and then we don't want to overcomplicate anything at this point. I'm just going to add as bare minimum code as possible so that you get the main concept, and then we can keep adding on top of that. Yeah, so as you know, we are adding this REST controller, and then let's add service, and yeah, so let's add a API for our client. So what we are going to do is we're going to check if the message is empty from the client side, then we are going to say bad request, and what we are going to do is we're going to chatbot service get chat response. We're kind of calling this service. Okay, so I'm just keeping it as simple as possible. Okay, so now let's add the dependencies, all the required. Okay, so now let's go to our service. Yeah, so let's add the actual AI calling logic here. So we are going to use REST template just to forward the request. Okay, so let's create this one. So okay, so we will add all the headers dependencies. Okay, so this is my API. So you need to use this HTTPS API query.com/v1 generate, and this is the API key which you have to copy from the query website, the trial key. So then let's add the getChat method. So what we are doing here, getChat, is we are checking if there is a valid message from the client side. If not, we are kind of returning an error message saying it is empty. Otherwise, if there is a valid this one, then we are proceeding further. So let's create the HTTP headers. Let's say what kind of content. We are saying application JSON. So we are saying authorization. We are passing the API key. Now let's kind of construct the body, request body. Okay, so we are kind of putting all this one. So we are saying what model we are kind of interested. The command -r is a model. So what this command -r 08-2024 means. This model is a LLM model developed by Cohere, designed to enhance various natural language processing tasks. Key features is multilingual support. It is trained on 23 languages, including English, French, Spanish, and many more. And then it is a high performance LLM. This model is particularly suitable for applications requiring advanced language understanding and generating capabilities across multiple languages. So we are going to use this. So next, what we are going to do is we are going to construct few more this one. So we are saying what is a prompt, what is a message which is the user is sending, and we are kind of saying preamble. So what we are saying is what this means as preamble means is actually it is an initial instructions or a system message. Basically we need to send this to the AI model so that it can set the personality of the model. Okay, so it defines the AI's role, style, or constraints for generating responses. Okay, so for example, when we are saying you are a command, a brilliant, sophisticated AI assistant chatbot, what we are saying is this tells the AI how it should respond. Example, as a knowledgeable chatbot. Okay, so we are actually setting the personality here. So we are saying, okay, you are knowledgeable, you have to give us a knowledgeable message. Okay, and here this we will come back, but what this means is max tokens. It means how many characters, or how many words or a token this can return. Okay, so when we say max tokens is 100, this means it's capable of retaining 100 tokens. So around 75 to 100 words. Okay, for example, how this one translates is, now if you say AI, it's 1 token. Okay, artificial space intelligence, it means it's 2 tokens. Okay, so like that. So we will see that when eventually when you call the APIs. Okay, so now what we have done is we have, okay, so there is tokens. We can, for now I will just show you, we'll comment this, we're just saying 100 whatever. We can uncomment that later once we have the basic thing working. Okay, so since we have constructed all the request body, we are going to construct the entity, and we have constructed the entity. Now what we are going to do is, let's actually use the REST template and make the API call. Okay, so now we have to put it in a try catch block. So let's do it in a try catch block. So we are called the response entity, and then we are using the REST template. We are saying where is the API URL, the endpoint, it is a post, and request entity. We are actually creating this request body and headers. Okay, if everything is okay, so then we are going to return this one. If there is an error, we are going to catch it. Okay, so let's put a catch block and also show the error in our console. Yeah, so we are saying, okay, so if there is any issue or if there is an error which returns from the AI call, then we are going to put it onto the console. Okay, so there is all this dependencies. Okay, let's address one by one. So I have certain things which so let's fix all those things. Okay, okay, let's see. Yeah, okay, so now what we have done is, what is the issue here? Okay, okay, so there is one trace is missing. Okay, so now our service is there. So what basically we have kind of implemented is, we are defined what is our endpoint, API key, and then we are just having a method called get chat response. Here we are constructing the header, and we are saying how the API has to be constructed, especially with respect to the request body. So what model we are supposed to use, and then what is the preamble. So we are actually defining how it has to behave, and the personality of the model, and we are kind of calling this. So whenever we get the response, we are returning if it is successful. Otherwise we are catching that and putting it onto the console. Okay, so this is how our API will look like. Okay, so now let's create a simple UI. So let's kind of define new file. Okay, so file name. So let's give index.txt and index.html. Okay, so we have this index.html. This is where our HTML code would reside. So okay, so let's create a very simple UI. So I'm just saying chatbot, the title of this one, and then I'm creating a simple text box with a button. So input, I'm just giving an input box, and then a placeholder as ask a question, and then I have a button. which has a on-click event. So when on-click, then there is a send message function which gets called. So that we are going to add it as part of our JavaScript. So let's create a sync function, send message. We are capturing the user message. So if there is empty, so let's kind of alert, please enter a valid message. If not, then what we are doing is, let's put this as a key value pair, message as a key. And now what we are going to do is, let's do a API call. Okay, so now I'm just putting this into try catch block, and then I'm saying this is my local host because I'm going to run it on a local host, and then this is my API slash, this is the endpoint path, and then I'm going to construct the body, and okay, and let's, if the API is successful, I'm kind of logging that what is the message, and if the response is okay, and then I'm actually getting the data, and then I'm putting it on the page. So now, so if there is any issues, I'm actually seeing no response from the chatbot. Okay, so now I need to close this, and then let's close this. Okay, now I need to close the try block. Okay, and then if there is any issues, let's catch. Okay, and we'll close this. Okay, yeah, so now what we are doing is, we're just having a simple input box and then a button, and then whenever you click on the button, it's going to call the API, and this is my endpoint. Currently, since we are going to run it on a local host, this is my endpoint, and then I'm sending this one, and then this is very important. Okay, this message key is very important. So, and then you're going to send it, and then when the response is okay, so what you're going to do is, you're going to show it on the page itself. Okay, so let's run this. So what I'm going to do is, let's save everything. Okay, so now let's run this. Let's first see if everything is okay. Okay, I need to save this. Okay. 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 So what it says is, it's running on port 8080. Okay, so let's open our web page and check if everything is okay. Okay, so let me open my Chrome browser. Just give me a minute. I'm opening a Chrome browser. Okay. Okay, so I've opened my Chrome browser. Okay, so let's see local host, whether my page is, yeah. Okay, so this is where it is. Okay, let's ask something about what is stocks. Okay, so let's see what response it gives. Okay, since it's a local host and then local server, so it takes a bit of time. So anyway, we are kind of writing that into the logs. Let's see. So you just have to have a little patience. And yeah. Okay, so it's taking a bit of time. So the actual flow is this message goes to the query LLM. It'll check and then it'll kind of, since we have said you're a knowledgeable chatbot, you have to give us a proper message, which is a matured message, So let's wait. You're not sure. Sometimes I've seen this taking a bit of time, but it's okay. It's worth the wait. Let's wait. Yeah.